Hello. Let me make sure that I'm live everywhere. Hello. Listen, today we're going to talk about marketing that doesn't drain you. How to create marketing effort, how to do marketing that actually doesn't drain you because listen, marketing is a lot. Marketing is a lot. It can be a lot because and it is a serious effort. And today I would like to break it down. First of all, like I want to normalize the fact that we might experience the burnout and we might see the heaviness of the marketing that we carry along. So what is happening? What like how to adapt your marketing strategy that it doesn't drain you because a lot of entrepreneurs that um, I'm working with strategists, I'm working with coaches, I'm working with a therapist, I'm working with consultants. A lot of those professionals, they're wonderful leaders, they're wonderful service providers, but they're not professional marketers. And even if you are a professional marketer, especially as a professional marketer, you know how hard it is. Now, why marketing is draining? Why so many people actually give up on marketing and so you know what? Like I don't think this entrepreneurship thing is for me. Truly, like I don't think it is aligned with me. So why people give up on entrepreneurship? A lot of people actually don't give up on entrepreneurship. A lot of people actually like to delivering their service, like what they actually do. People burn out and give up because it is like the marketing part feels so heavy. The marketing parts feel so energy draining. Um, and one reason why because people try to fit someone else's marketing that doesn't fit the marketing that doesn't fit this season where they're at in business. They normally what happens, a lot of entrepreneurs who cannot afford to like really build out or like hire out a lot of team that will support multiple channels, multiple multiple marketing avenues. They start positioning themselves everywhere. They are on LinkedIn, they're on Instagram, they are on TikTok, they are on YouTube, they are on every single social media platform, and nothing is really landing. Not because they like their marketing is good, because they're spreading their effort too thin. So like number one is like the number one in marketing to understand what actually fits your nervous system. How are you comfortable to show up? Now, there is a difference between how you comfortable to show up and what is unique ability, because you might not be comfortable in your unique ability. You might be absolutely natural on camera. A lot of people say, like, Eugene, you are so good on camera. How do you do that? Like, you should absolutely do webinars. You should absolutely do videos. But listen, back in 2017, in 2017, when I recorded my first video for my YouTube channel, back when I was in tech, that was that was terrible. Like I did not have this mic. I did not have the camera. I did not have the lights. I just had my living room, like my big townhouse, and like with a lot of echo because I didn't have a lot of furniture there. And I was just talking about my profession. I was software engineer and I was talking about software engineering. Right. But like over time, like I got acquired taste, and marketing is acquired taste. Marketing is acquired taste. Either you have a ton of money for marketing to hire marketing agencies so they do everything for you. And then I hear horror stories from entrepreneurs about marketing agencies, how they did not deliver. Because again, like we're going to talk about that a little bit later in this live stream, why marketing agencies may not work out for you as well as you hope. But like really when it comes down, it's like understanding what feels incongruence with you. Like what is your unique ability and like where you can stretch your unique ability. So the marketing feels draining because we are so sensitive to rejection. Because when we post and nobody reacts and nobody responds and nobody comments and nobody gets in touch, like that feels like draining because I think it's also something that we need to get over like as we are continuing with our marketing because whereas in our corporate lives, right, we know like if we do a certain activity, we let our team manager know. So we gotta be rewarded at some sort. Like either it's gonna be a promotion, or we're gonna land a better opportunity, better project, or like we're going to see the result on the effort. In entrepreneurship, is not always like that. In entrepreneurship, everything is a data, everything is a test. In entrepreneurship, you might post your marketing content and nothing is happening. It is a feedback, it is a data. Your marketing is working, but right now it's working in a way that it gives you information like, hey, nobody wants this. Nobody wants this in the way yet that you presented. Try a different angle. Interview your customers, interview your audience. Interview your past clients, what it is for them, like that is essential. Now when it comes to effective marketing, when it comes to like the marketing that doesn't drain you, like now it's like not the very essential part is understanding what kind of business you want to run, what kind of business model you want to run. And that will determine your marketing. Do you want to run a business that is high touch, limited amount of clients at a higher price point, and you work you deliver exclusive services, and with that you may not need a large marketing campaigns. Like with that, you might be actually okay with fewer posts, fewer live streams, fewer marketing effort, but also understanding how people make a buying decision, because your marketing should be reverse engineered. How people make a buying decision for your level of service specifically that you land, because I work with different clients, and different customers make different buying decisions. For example, when I work with mentors and coaches who more in the career coaching space, more in the career development space, tech mentors, career coaches, people who help people build something career related. So those people, like their customers, they're consuming YouTube videos, they're consuming posts on LinkedIn, they're consuming more thought leadership content. So for them, it would be like that would absolutely make sense if you running like some sort of educational live streams, educational webinars. But also, I know clients who ran like high level consultancy. And for them, it is fewer posts, thought leadership posts, talking specifically what their customers are going through, like very detailed, like very straight to the point, no fluff. And then they have a conversation, and plus they have a podcast so they can actually nurture those clients. Like one of my clients, she was helping beauty brands to get into stores, and people who consume her content like they normally would just come from post and um, connect with her later. And with that, like probably like big live streams, it could potentially level up her marketing effort, but also based on human behavior, like, okay, people resonate with just post, and then it goes into deeper conversation. It goes into deeper conversation, understanding how your nervous system like works. And also, a lot of people think that you need to post 7 days a week, 3 times a day. Like, first of all, I think marketing industry no matter the platform, LinkedIn or Instagram, we already debunked that you don't have to post 3 times a day. That's like that is out. You don't have to post 3 times a day. But what is important is the quality of the messaging and the content that you post. Meaning, like if you're utilizing if you're posting fewer times, less times on social media, it is important to meet your audience where they're at the moment, including where they're at in their decision making process, including where they're at when it comes to the context, because especially now a lot of entrepreneurs, like, and I'm talking about big names, like not just as like small solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, I'm talking about big names. I see the marketing and I was like, yeah, that's the right messaging. And again, I'm not talking about solopreneurs, I'm talking about people who are running empires, coaching empires, consulting empires. So like, yeah, but you just missed the whole context where people are operating from. Like, this is the right messaging, but when the economy is down, when there are talks about a potential war, when and there's a very tightened atmosphere in terms of political climate, when there are a lot of initiatives that affect many people, such as like Medicare, Medicaid cuts, DEI cuts, and they may not market to those businesses specifically, but that will actually trickle down to a lot of businesses. And if you like, if your marketing is out of context of current reality that your customer is going through right now, a good messaging may pass them. A good messaging may pass them. So, and it's not about like it's again, it's not about doing more work. It's about meeting people where they're at, because what frustrates me with big like with a lot of group containers, like they usually adopt one methodology of marketing, and they try to adapt they try to market it as the solution for every single business, regardless if you're running a team, regardless if you're a solopreneur, regardless if you have a small team, and the industry that you're operating in. Like, hey, like this is the methodology, this is the recipe. If you do this, it works for every single industry. Just go ahead and do it. So based on my like based on the evidence that I'm seeing, like when I'm working with people like now, like yes, we have some sort of data point, right? We have some sort of data point. Like the data point is like increase your visibility, increase your visibility. For example, I have a client who gets speaking engagements, and this is how he lands clients. But how it started with like regular live streams and deep networking, talking to customers, talking to his audience, really at the deep identity level. It's like uh, actually this is a huge marketing lesson that I learned from my customer. Um like when it was like a while ago, he said, Eugene, I just posted one video and I just posted one video and I landed two clients or four clients. I don't remember exactly how many clients he landed from that video. He said, I didn't launch anything, I didn't go live, I didn't do anything, Eugene. I just posted a video, I just like talked to the camera like I'm talking to a friend, and I landed a customer. So we had a coaching call, and I said, hey, how did you actually do that? How did you actually do that? How did you land a client? I'm like, well, I went to visit my friend who is my potential customer, right? My like fits my avatar. We're talking about his frustration. We're talking about his experience, and that really inspired me to talk about that on camera, to talk about that alive. And I just pick up my phone, talk about it, and like I landed for, well, I think it was four clients, And I also lend an invitation to speak at the conference, like that is specifically designed for my ideal customer. That it can be that simple. It can be that easy. And this is why when like especially in my container built and sold out, when we're working on the momentum, we're like first of all, it is essential to collect data from your customer whether at what they're thinking. Interview your customer. Interview should not be random. Interview should not be generic. You should ask very specific questions when it pertains to their pain points, when it pertains what they have done, when it pertains about context, what they're worrying about right now, and listening deeply. And again, all marketing interviews they should be recorded. This is your market research. Now, you can do market research on your competitors, see what your competitors are doing. But again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the live stream, a lot of my competitors they're missing the context of what's going on right now. The slow economy, like yeah, we're talking about a slow economy. I think everybody pretty much addressed the slow economy, but also changes in social economic layer in the United States is very real. Like that, the gap between the wealth gap is actually about to grow. Like this is what I am seeing with the law that we're introducing, with the with how economy is like turning. And by the way, this is exactly why we should double down on our businesses because because the wealth gap is going to grow even more. And if we're not building something that is bigger than ourselves, if we're not building our legacy, we're gonna be left behind. Like the middle class is thinning, the wealth gap is growing, and like this is exactly we need to grow our businesses. And again, this is what I do in my booked and sold out container. We're doing deep customer research interviews. We're doing deep marketing yeah, marketing research, market research by interviewing people. And also market research is your golden data. You interview people before they start before they become customers. By the way, every single sales call is your market research. Every single sales call must be recorded, not optional. uh, Obviously inform people that you're going to record a sales call. I have never gotten no from a person who was on my sales calls. Record that and also interview them as soon as they paid, as soon as they become customer. Actually, it should be on your onboarding list. Interview them why they signed up with you. Like, just ask them a question before services were rendered. Why did you sign up? Why did you pay me $5,000? Why did you pay me $10,000? Why did you pay me like whatever your price is? Like, because like a lot of my customers, that's a big investment. Ask them why. This is and this is free messaging for you. Like why people buy from me because of this. And it might sound awkward. It might sound like, well, it's not exactly what I want to say. Like this is how they say it. So and after that, how we simplify the marketing, like we identify how really 3 posts a week can do the job. Three. You don't have to do five. You don't have to do seven. 3 posts a week. We like can do the job on any social media platform, especially on LinkedIn. Also, it is important to understand when it comes to platform. It's essential to understand what social media platform is congruent with you. Like what social media platform is congruent with your nervous system and has your customers. Really important because a lot of people say like, "Oh, I'm going on LinkedIn. Like I hate Instagram. Instagram is so hard. It's red ocean. Nobody talks to me on Instagram." And no, I'm not doing Instagram. I'm doing LinkedIn because I have a lot of followers and I have a lot of DMs. But now it's important to understand, are those DMs with your ideal customers? And people who follow you, are those your qualified people who can potentially work with you? So, and it's hard on every social media platform. But again, like if your customers are on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is a lot more like LinkedIn is a lot more about networking and having conversations. If you are all about having conversations and your customers are all LinkedIn, they're consuming content, they're there, you can find them there. They're active on the platform. That can be a profitable platform. All of my customers came from LinkedIn. It's like I'm not saying that LinkedIn is not working, but also another data that I'm getting from my customers, from my market, that a lot of my potential customers and a lot of my audience are on Instagram and Threads and for sure on YouTube. And this is why I am investing in those platforms as well. In fact, I'm running 90-day test with Instagram, like what results I can possibly yield from that platform if I am committed to that platform as my main platform, because I know my customers would consume content and tune into the content either on Instagram or YouTube. And I do cross pollination between those platforms and running a test. And also, like at the end of the test, it's not about like platform is working on platform is not working. What do I need to change? And this is what I do with inbuilt and sold out. We it's not about just throwing spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks. It's actually like iterating and like also regulating your nervous system. Once you understand that, like, hey, we're going to post for the next 90 days, and my expectation from the next 90 days is simply to understand if this marketing, if this messaging is landing and how it is landing and the behavior of the customers. Like, that's it. If I get a sale, awesome. If I don't get a sale, well, I get the data to get a sale. And you're hunting the no's. You're hunting the no's to get to your yeses. You're following the no's to get to your to get to your yeses. Again, the marketing that doesn't drain you. Like first of all, is when you stop making marketing about you and start making marketing about your customer. Like that becomes the whole lot easier. So post, like you don't have to do more. You can do less. You can do 3 posts a week, but each post must meet your customer where they're at in their consideration. And again, on yesterday's live, we talk about that customers they're either considering the solution for them, they're shopping for a solution, they're considering providers, or they just bought something and something may or may not work and they need support getting the results. Again, it can be your customer or someone else's. Help them to get the results. The best customers that will come to you and pay you in full will be the customers who bought something from someone else and it didn't work. And that provider did not show them the pathway, did not show them the support in their free content, and often even in their container, but you did. And they had a win because of your content, because of your thought leadership, and they got the results, and they're on the other side. They will become customers because of that. Because that was my story. And the third pillar is like people who already gone through the transformation. Either they need to solve another problem, or the problem is still not solved. They're looking for a different solution. Like it is a lot more sophisticated market, sophisticated customers, because the again, the bar is higher and the trust is lower. But again, if you warm them up and you speak to them, it's impossible to win them over. Another thing that we do in build and sold out, this is the 3 months container when we're building the momentum. We also do this like many different entrepreneurs call it differently. We do social selling. This is what it is. We do social selling. I call it profit hour. It's when you connect with people who follow you, connect with them in the DMs in a very organic way. So you get to know them. Because like also like when I started my business, that was my mission, critical to get to know people who follow me, because again, this is the market research. Why people follow me? What do they want? What are they excited about? Yes, I want to sell like I want to sell my $2,500 container like built and sold out. Yes, I want to sell my 10K container build the way you love. Like absolutely, this is the goal. But also, if I miss the dreams and hopes what people want, and not have real conversation. First of all, like I'm not gonna have the data for my marketing, and also like I don't want people feel that they're another transaction in another um, mentors or business strategist funnel or social media. Like that, human connection is one of my core values, and this is what I teach my clients to do as well. And by the way, this is how my clients land speaking engagements through conversations, through human connections, through being human. Because in the world of AI, and like I think we need to address AI. We almost had time, but we need to address the AI. I think in the time when there is AI, right, and it is important to cultivate human connection. Leverage AI and cultivate human connection too. Because um, people say, well, AI cannot build trust. I think it can, and I think it is. But like when you're utilizing AI in a smart way, in a way that you don't abdicate your power, you don't abdicate your energy, because why people buy, by the way, people buy because of transference of trust and transference of energy. When you transfer that energy through your content, even though it was powered through AI, through ideation, through like minor editing, and also understanding what tool you have to use for each purpose, because like Chat GPT may not be all be all. Like there are different tools for different reasons, for different purposes, and that becomes your successful marketing, right? Like when you are able to transmit that energy, and that energy comes within, again, everything boils down to you, to your spirit, to your soul, to your energy. And if you're not on purpose, if you're not in congruence with your soul mission, with your vision, and you're just trying to sell what is selling, it's not going to sell, because it will be incongruent with your soul purpose, with your energy. And when your energy is not congruent, your audience can see it, your audience can feel it. And this is exactly why they don't buy. You try to say the right words, you try to market like someone else's who are not you, and you're missing the mark exactly because of that, because you're not showing up in your calling, in your congruence. All right, listen, if you want to make your marketing easier, less strenuous, listen, marketing is hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Even if you post 3 times a day or 3 times a week, I'm sorry, 3 times a week, 3 times a week, even if you just do one live stream a week, even if you just do one, or if you do every other week, and it's still hard because it still feels personal, but with the support that's specifically designed for your business, and it's possible to achieve that with a support in your business that specifically works with your unique business and with your unique season, what you're going through right here and right now, and doesn't try to prescribe the size that supposedly would fit all, but it doesn't fit you, or it doesn't fit you because you don't know how to use that methodology for your unique business specifically. This is why marketing fails. If you ready for the next experience, when you can actually embody your marketing, when you can actually show up in your purpose, show up as you, and show up with the right messaging, the right context for your clients, and at the right consideration phase where your audience is going through right now, send me a DM. Send me a DM. Send me a DM. Say book and sold out. And this is the program. This is the container that specifically focuses on gaining momentum. It's not just like another theory. It's not just another strategy. It's one-on-one container. It is intensive. We do coaching every single week. It's one-on-one between coaching sessions. You get support in the DMs because I like to be in the process with my clients, and I enjoy when my clients sending me DMs asking me questions as they are in the process, because a lot of the time when we're in a coaching call, we are in this energy, we're excited, we are hyped up, but as soon as we start to implement, as soon as we hear no on our DM conversations on social media, like we go in the panic mode and say, "Oh, like this is so many times my customers would send me a DM. Oh my gosh, a prospect said no. What do I do? Like, well, the prospect said no. Like, ask them why they said no, and is it a no or is it a smoke objection? And then we go through the conversations. Hello, hello. Like, I see you Instagram. So now, drop me your questions. I do have a few minutes. I need to go, but drop me your questions. What questions do you have for me, like about marketing, about messaging? If you're watching on the replay, I want you to also like drop your questions. I respond to every single comment, meaningful comment, should I say. So if you have questions, if specifically about messaging, specifically about marketing, if you want to make your marketing easier for you, send me a DM. Like, tell me what feels heavy in your marketing, and let's strategize. Let's see how we can make it easier and simpler for you specifically. Again, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for everybody who joined in, everybody who tuned in. Like, really appreciate it. I know it's a little early, but like and all of my people on the replay, sent me a DM, drop me a comment, let me know what resonates, let me know what feels heavy in your marketing, because I would like to be here for you. And if you're looking for individualized support specifically for you, if you want to work with one-on-one coach that looks at your business and builds business with you, send me a DM. I'm more than happy to have a conversation. All right, y'all. Have an amazing Thursday, and I will see you next week. Next week we are going. Next week we are going live again. So we're going to talk about different types of coaching. Um, uh, I'm going to also talk about what I am removing from my coaching container. And especially if you're a coach, you might want to tune in. And I will explain why. And we're going to finish next week with identity based marketing and with identity based content strategy. So, which a lot of entrepreneurs need right now. All right. I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, y'all.